so very hard. This is a culmination of dedication and practice, as well as your support, parents. Tonight you're going to be hearing two ensembles. You will be hearing the beginning orchestra under the direction of Ms. Smith-Gonzalez, as well as, let's give it up for Ms. Smith-Gonzalez. You will also be hearing the beginning band under the direction of Mr. Dorenzo. Before the students start to play and you enjoy the fabulous music, we just have some announcements. First, if everyone could remember to silence their phones. Also, please stay seated during the concert, and we're asking everyone to remain silent so the students can really focus on their craft. Thank you so much for coming this evening, and have a wonderful show. You're going to do great. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the strings portion of our Evergreen Elementary Beginner Instrumental Concert. I'm honored to lead your child through their very first orchestra concert, the first of many, I hope. The way this concert is designed is to kind of tell a story of how your child learned how to play their instrument. So we're going to be starting with the very first song they've ever played before, followed by some milestone songs where they learn some new skills, and then at the end we'll have a little duet with our 3rd graders and our 4th and 5th grade volunteers. So the first song we'll be playing today is titled The Ant Song. The Ant Song uses just the open strings of the instrument, and this is how they learned the names of their instrument. The lyrics go, each and every ant, digging in the dirt, going underground, ground, so they don't get crushed. Each word, repeated word, being the name of the show. So we're going to be plucking this song, so we're going to take our bows, put them on our music stand, and without further ado, the Ant Song. In this song, the students learned how to put their fingers down on their instrument for the first time. They also learned how to play at different speeds. So this song also tells a story in which a train starts to leave the station, it gets faster and faster, it blows its whistle, it sees the next station, it starts to slow down. So hopefully you can hear that in the sound of our rhythm. Without further ado, this is Lagoon Choo Choo. be playing is titled Polka Dot Waltz. In this song, the students learned how to play a D major scale for the first time. A D major scale is a scale these kids will play forever and ever if they continue in orchestra all the way up until their 12th grade, all the way up until their college. It's like the ultimate scale. So in this song, they learned how to play the D major scale, as well as have a fermata. So they're gonna watch me at the end of all of our lines until we cut off, and then continue from there. Once again, this is Polka Dot Waltz. Our next piece today is titled Mozart's Melody. Now, Mozart's Melody is a bit of a mystery tune for you guys. In their Essential Elements book, which is the method book they use for them to start learning how to read their notes, this exercise is titled Mozart Melody, so that when the students begin to play it, and they play it correctly, they realize, oh, I know this song. So hopefully you will know what the song is called as well. Without further ado, this is Mozart Melody. Volunteers are going to stand up in the back there, and my cellos up front are going to get themselves ready to play. So, I really like to try and connect the third grade with the older students. The first year of a program is usually quite different from what the second or the third year and so on and so forth is like. In the first year of playing, usually we play all in unison, so everybody playing the same notes, whereas once they get to 4th grade, 5th grade, and so on, they start playing harmony. So I like to have a little sneak peek of that by having some 4th and 5th grade volunteers come and play a duet. The next song we'll play is titled Harvest Room. For my strings and my string players here, one sec. Oh, you got it? Oh, yeah. So for our string players, our 3rd graders, the notes are all on our open strings. This was actually the first song that they read music notes for. The 4th and 5th grade volunteers, though, will have a separate tune. All right, without further ado, this is Harvest Room. Alrighty. For our very last piece today, we're going to have some fun with this, and we actually may need some assistance from the audience to help keep a beat. We will be playing We Will Rock You. I'm going to make sure that everybody has their music ready first, and then I'll tell you when to start the stomp clapping. hands up real quick so they can take a bow. So all third graders, stand up. Stand up, face the audience, and take a bow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you everyone so much. We're going to need some time to get everyone organized. The orchestra is going to sit where the band currently is. I think we're going to go around from the back instead. If you're a cello or a bass player, you will actually leave your instrument where it is. You can leave your instrument where it is. Hand pipe, we're going to do a little swapperoo, and then we have the band portion of the concert.
Good evening. We are just about ready to start the next portion of the concert. And since we are just about ready, that's a good time, I guess, for me to try to kill some time and talk a little bit. So the group that you see in front of you, unless I'm in the way, the group that you see kind of in front of you, this is our Evergreen first year band. And it's made up of mostly 4th grade students. The first year orchestra that you saw earlier is mostly 3rd graders. We start in PD, we start orchestra students as early as 3rd grade because the orchestra instruments come in different sizes. So no matter how small you are, you're just the right size to play some kind of a violin. But unfortunately, band instruments are not designed that way. So the kids need to be just a little bit bigger, they need to be just a little bit older. So for most of them, this is their 2nd year of eligibility for instrumental music in our school district. Our band is comprised of a woodwind family, brass family, and percussion family. We have students in our woodwind family that play the flute, the clarinet, the alto sax, and not pictured, the oboe. Also, in our brass family, we have students here tonight that play the trumpet, the horn, the trombone, and the baritone. Pictured. We also have percussionists. Our percussion students actually have to do double duty, so about halfway through their performance, you're going to see them switch gears from their keyboard percussion instruments over to drumsticks and drum pads, all right? I'm going to take you through a very similar journey that Ms. Smith-Gonzalez already took you through. Rather than play an entire scale, because we have all different kinds of instruments up on the stage with all different types of challenges, we're going to start with a partial scale. There's so much that goes into those first few lessons, from just opening the case to putting things together to how our lips are formed. There's a lot. So I'm not going to bore you with those details, but trust me, they are really, really important stepping stones to where we're about to take you. So these are their first 5 notes that they learn, starting with note 1. Oh, another fun fact. The band instruments don't all speak the same language, so note 1 for every instrument is just a little bit different. So right now, we're going to do a little test. I hope you're prepared to study. Raise your hand if your note number 1 is B flat. Not bad. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if note number 1 for you is a C. Correct. And last but not least, if you are a part of G unit, if G is your first, that's right. Good, they've all passed so far. So here are their first several notes. So after about 8 lessons of that, then we finally get to put them into something a little bit more musical than just exercises and just scales. We also start to learn how to read music notation as well. So they're going to demonstrate how to use those first 5 notes in a fun, easy, and short song. This is called First Flight. That definitely will be played twice. Definitely will be played twice. The next song that we're going to play for you undoubtedly is very, very familiar. When the kids first see it in their book, it's entitled Rolling Along, but they very, very quickly figure out that the book is just trying to trick them, and it's something else entirely different. And now that they have mastered Mary Had a Little Lamb, it's time to teach them notes that aren't just 1 beat long anymore, and silences that aren't just 1 beat long anymore. And what better way to do it than what is nationally recognized as the beginning band national anthem, Hot Cross Buns. Before our percussionists switch gears, we're going to do one last song with them on the bells. This again features a combination of 2-beat and 1-beat sounds, also 2-beat and 1-beat silences. This one is also one that we will definitely play 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. It's an unfortunate story about a goose. stage crew is hard at work transitioning the percussion section, the beginning band experience is absolutely not a sprint. It is in every sense of the word a marathon. Some kids have different times running their marathon and go at different paces. So usually, at this point in the concert, I like to offer those students that might be just a little bit further ahead the opportunity to play what I call a couple of bonus songs. The first bonus song will be familiar to all of you because the first year orchestra already played it. This is a Mozart melody. Really cool having so many of them interested in doing the bonus songs. It's also not how I drew it up originally in my mind, but it's also really cool having the low brass split so I can hear them for both ears, the good one and the bad one. So that's pretty cool. Hope you guys are enjoying it out there too. Our last one for our bonus songs is Doodle All Day, that we will definitely be playing 2 times. And this features their 7th learned pitch, almost to a full octave. All right, now we got the drums ready, and the drums are going to show you one of the cool new techniques that they get to do that nobody else does. So they're going to be using some multiple bounces on this one. This is March Steps, number 23 in your book. Have most of the music numbers, but not the announcements. Before we do our very, very final piece of the evening, just a couple important tidbits of information. Even though tonight is absolutely a culmination of a lot of work, the work isn't quite done yet because it's April. So the students will continue to have lessons as long as we can during PSSAs, as long as we can make it work somehow. And for many of the students that are up on the stage right now, they are actually scheduled for a lesson tomorrow. So lessons will continue. Do check your emails because I'll be sending out information. I know Ms. Smith-Gonzalez will be communicating to orchestra families as well. Big thanks to anybody that helped out this evening, whether it's the 4th and 5th graders helping out the first year orchestra, or some of my 7th and 8th graders that long ago were Evergreen students here and now play in the band at Middle School East. Thank you so much for your assistance. And which one should I do next? I've written so many different things. Let's go with that, this one. At the end of the evening, once we're really, absolutely, definitely done, if you are somebody that's seated in a chair that is brown, it has been asked that you bring that brown chair to one of the brown-colored chair racks in the very back of the gymnasium. If you are seated in a chair that is, it's like gray or light blue, silver, those silver chairs will go on the black and white chair rack. So please help us out at the end of the evening with that. Please make sure that you continue to support your kids' music education. Please celebrate the success of this evening. Make sure that you take a picture with your kids and their instrument. We have these very bright orange picture frames. The kids can stick their face in those orange picture frames and get a very special picture. This will be their only first year orchestra concert, their only first year band concert. Please capture this memory. All right, and I think that that's just about everything. Did I yap long enough? I wanted to make sure that you were not so tired. Too long? All right. The last one that we will do for the evening is called Lightly Rub.